So I'm making this video a little after the fact. I had a really bad rattle in the center speaker. This is a 2005 E500 W211, and only at certain frequencies. And I was absolutely convinced that it was the grill. I could put my hand on the grill and it would kind of go away, and it progressively got worse where even when I put my hand on the grill, it was still rattling. So I watched a couple of things to figure out how to remove this grill. Apologize, it's already removed, but I'll show you how I did it. So I had this little plastic tool that I got from an iPhone repair kit. Although you could use even a credit card or something like that, and you start in the very back here and just work it and push it up, get your hands behind it, and then slowly peel it away. And then let me back up a little bit. Then the whole grill just kind of comes up, and then you slide it back to get it out. I'll show you, there's the little tabs across the front, so you don't want to pry from the front first. Pry from the back first. And then these are the 4 tabs that hold it down. Now, I noticed that there is a little felt on one side and there's not on the other. So, I read a couple places where if you add some felt along the edge, that'll help with the grill rattling. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to kind of inspect the grill and any places where there's movement. I might even put a little bit of flexible glue in there to keep the grill from rattling. However, after I took it off, I played the stereo and I still had a rattle at very specific frequencies. I used just a little ratchet wrench and the hex tool to take these screws out on either side of the speaker. So I've removed those, and then the speaker just pops out of here, and then a little wire in the back. There, pop that off. Now I'll go inside and I'll show you what I did to the speaker. So I apologize again that I'm kind of doing this after the fact. So what I discovered as I inspected the speaker, the cone itself on the inside looks great. If you tap on it, there's no separation. Doesn't seem to be blown. But where the cone attaches to the metal on the outside, I did notice that there were some gaps and looseness around the edges. So what I did, I actually happened to have this out in the garage, some Loctite vinyl fabric and plastic, but it's flexible adhesive. I thought that would be good to use. So I just took a toothpick, busted the end off of it. Also used the pointy end of one of the toothpicks, and I just started working a bead of glue around the edge of the cone. So you can see that this part of the cone does not, it's not part of the sound producing part of the cone. It's kind of a relief here, and then this part of the cone is what moves to make the sound. So I think this is going to fix the problem. I've heard that these speakers are about 150 bucks from the dealer, and rather than buying a new one, because I think it works. I think the rattle was coming from where the cone attaches to the metal piece. So I put a nice little bead of glue around that edge, and I'm going to let it dry, and I'll see if that fixed my problem. Okay, so I have the speaker reinstalled, did the electrical connection in the back, and then added the 2 screws. I made sure not to over tighten these because it does go through some plastic, but they are nice and snug. Let's see if it fixed the problem. So this is one of my wife's CDs. It's classical music. The beginning of this particular song was really bad. Got a really bad rattle. So let's see if the problem's fixed. Yep, the problem is definitely gone. Or at least the speaker problem. I'll work on the grill next. Got it sitting here, so I need to inspect that, and then I'll tell you what I did. Okay, so I've inspected the grill. I noticed that the little tabs where the grill comes across the plastic back here are a little bit loose. So I've kind of bent those down. I probably did that when I was removing it from the car. I'm going to tighten those up a little bit, and I think I am going to go ahead and put some of this flexible glue you know, on the back side of this where you can't see it. That'll probably keep those sections from rattling. And then I'm going to add some felt to the one side that didn't have felt, and I'll even look at possibly adding a little bit of felt to these plastic pieces here, so that when I insert it into the car, hopefully it'll keep the grill from not rattling. Okay, so I'm ready for reassembly. Let me show you what I did. I did add some glue to those tabs, that flexible glue. Figured that'll keep those from rattling. I went around and tightened all these tabs. And then up here, the one on this side was actually foam, and it did have an adhesive backing. It was all dried out and crusty, so I ripped it off, took some felt, and added it to both sides this time. I used some of this Elmer's spray adhesive to hold things in place. I had that in my house. I probably wouldn't have gone out and bought it if I didn't have it. We just set them in there. Make sure that you leave these slots here and here open for the tabs on the grill to fit down in there. I'm by myself, so hopefully I can do this while I'm still shooting. Get the front lined up and then slowly press down. There goes one tab. There. Looks like it's in place. All right, here's the final test. Let's see if it stopped rattling. Sounds good. I think I fixed the problem.